What if I told you that sitting right now in your kitchen, maybe behind that old jar of cinnamon or next to the coffee, you've got two things that could change how you feel every single day? What if two simple, humble ingredients you've probably used for years could ease your joint pain, soften that rough patch on your elbow, or help that lingering cut finally heal? Not in theory, not in some far-off medical trial, but right here, at home, with your own hands. What if the answer isn't always in another pill bottle? What if it's in a paste you can mix in your palm right now? You've heard of castor oil, right? Maybe your mother used it. Maybe it was the remedy your grandmother trusted. And baking soda? We all have a box lying around, maybe in the fridge, maybe in a cupboard. But together, castor oil and baking soda, most people don't realize what these two can do when they're combined. And honestly, that's not their fault. Some remedies, especially the best ones, get buried under all the noise of modern medicine and advertisements. But not today. Today you're going to hear about it. Because here's the truth. As we get older, our bodies speak to us in new ways. That ache in your back when you stand too long. That patch of skin that just doesn't feel right. That tired, sluggish feeling you can't shake, even after a good night's sleep. They're not just signs of age. They're messages. And sometimes the right remedy isn't about fighting those messages. It's about listening. And this simple paste made with ingredients you already own might just be what your body's been waiting for. So in this video, we're going to explore 5 powerful and surprising ways castor oil and baking soda can support your health. From soothing stubborn pain, to gently fading those age spots you thought you were stuck with, to one surprising bedtime ritual that could help your body and your mind unwind like never before. And let's talk about something powerful, something old, something quietly amazing. Because what happens when seniors mix castor oil with baking soda? The results might just surprise you and maybe even change your daily routine for good. And hey, before we dive in, if you're someone who still believes in the power of natural remedies, go ahead and drop a little "still curious" in the comments. Let's see how many of us are out here still listening to the wisdom our bodies and our elders have passed down. Now let's begin. Before we begin, go ahead and type "still curious" in the comments if you believe natural remedies still hold untapped wisdom, those passed down from grandparents, tucked away in old journals, or whispered between neighbors on quiet porches. And if you haven't already, tap that subscribe button right here on Elderly Wisdom Log. This is where old school healing meets today's senior health tips. Because sometimes the best care doesn't come in a bottle, it comes in a store. Point 1. Eases joint pain and inflammation. Let me take you into a quiet Sunday afternoon. Mrs. Haynes, she's 84 now, sits in her favorite recliner near the window, the one that creaks when she leans back just a little too far. You know the type. It's familiar. It hugs the shape of her body because it's been hers for decades. But what you might not know is that for the last 5 years, every time she sat down or got up, her knees screamed, swollen, stiff, heavy like bricks. You might maybe you've had mornings where your joints feel like they've rusted overnight, like you're moving through water just to get from the bedroom to the kitchen. For Mrs. Haynes, mornings were the hardest. And the pain, it wasn't just physical. It took away her joy in the little thing. Tending to her hydrangeas, playing piano, even kneeling to pray. Every movement came with a wince. She'd tried over-the-counter creams. She'd tried heat packs. Even prescription pills that made her sleepy and dizzy. But not much else. Then one day, her church friend handed her a small container and said, "Try this. It's just castor oil and baking soda." Old school but powerful. Mrs. Haynes raised an eyebrow, but something in her said, why not? That night, she mixed 2 tablespoons of castor oil with 1 tablespoon of baking soda. It formed a thick, sticky paste. Not exactly glamorous, but she warmed a clean cloth, slathered the paste on her knees and wrapped them gently. She sat quietly. The heat helped it soak in. The next morning, she stood up and blinked. The stiffness wasn't completely gone. No miracle overnight, but something felt different. The tightness had softened. Her knees didn't resist quite as much. So she did it again the next day. And again. By the 4th night, she said it felt like the swelling had melted away. Now this might sound too good to be true, but let's look at what's actually happening. See, castor oil isn't just any oil. It's loaded with something called ricinoleic acid, a naturally occurring compound that acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory, not just on the surface, but deep in the tissues. When you mix it with baking soda, that's when things really change. Baking soda helps open up the skin, It balances the tissue's pH level, which means the castor oil can actually sink in deeper. It's like opening a locked door and finally letting the healing in. You might be thinking, well, I've had stiff joints for years. That's just old age. But here's the thing. Stiffness isn't always age. It's often inflammation. And inflammation can be soothed. We've just been taught to reach for painkillers first. But what if your body could respond to something gentler? Let me tell you how to do this yourself, step by step. 80s start with clean skin. Make sure your knees or wherever the discomfort is are clean and dry. Mix your paste. Take 2 tablespoons of castor oil and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Stir until smooth. It'll feel thick, a little sticky. Apply directly to the joint. Use your fingers or a spoon. Don't be shy, spread it like you're frosting a cake. Cover with a warm cloth. Not too hot, just warm enough to help open the pores and soothe the area. Rest for 30 minutes. Sit quiet, put on your favorite music. Let the warmth do its job. Rinse gently. Use warm water and a soft towel. Repeat this daily for about a week. Then take note of how you feel. Are your knees moving easier? Are your fingers less stiff when you button your shirt or open a jar? You might be surprised at how your body responds when it's treated with patience, not pressure. This isn't magic. It's nature, working with you, not against you. And sometimes it's not just about pain relief. It's about reclaiming a little piece of freedom. The freedom to walk without hesitation, to rise without bracing yourself, to say yes when someone asks if you'd like to take a stroll around the garden. Now, that was just the first benefit of this old remedy. Next, we're going to shift from what you feel deep inside to something you see every time you look in the mirror. Let's talk about something visible, something many seniors quietly try to hide. Point 2, fades, age spots, and skin discoloration. Take a moment to look at your hand. Really look at them. Do you see them as they are now, or as they once were? Remember when those hands were building a home, packing lunches, cradling little faces, planting gardens, kneading dough, hands that were always busy, strong, capable, proud. But now maybe they've changed. Now they carry spots, little brown marks that seem to multiply with each season, or patches of dull skin, dry edges, shadows of time. You might look at them and think, well, that's just age. Nothing to be done. But what if that wasn't entirely true? What if there was a gentle way to restore your skin's glow, without harsh chemicals, expensive creams, or risky treatments? Just 2 humble ingredients, castor oil and baking soda. And the secret isn't in trying to erase the years. It's in helping your skin breathe again. You see, many of those spots, the ones we call liver spots or age spots, they're not damage you can't undo. They're mostly signs of sun exposure over time, and your skin's slower renewal process as the years pass. Here's what happens. When we're younger, our skin naturally sheds old cells and brings up fresh ones. But as we age, that process slows down. Dead skin cells build up, making spots appear darker and the skin look duller. That's where baking soda steps in. It gently exfoliates, lifting away those tired old cells so your skin can finally breathe. Then castor oil takes over. It doesn't just sit on the surface. It seeps in, deeply. Castor oil is rich in fatty acids, especially ricinoleic acid, which not only soothes, but may help stimulate collagen production. That's the protein that keeps your skin smooth, soft, and strong. It's not about chasing youth. It's about reviving confidence. And let me tell you something, Miss Green, who just turned 79, started this little nighttime ritual. She called it her quiet self-care. Each evening after her cup of chamomile tea, she'd sit by her vanity, dip her fingers in the paste, and gently rub it into the backs of her hands and her cheeks. She said after just 2 weeks, she could finally see herself again. Not the spots, not the discoloration, just her glowing, radiant, grounded. And it's so simple, you can do it right now. Here's how. 1. Mix your paste. 2 tablespoons of castor oil. 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Stir into a smooth cream. 2. Apply at night. Focus on the hands, the face, or anywhere you have spots or uneven tone. Be gentle. 3. Leave it on for 20 minutes. Use this time to relax, breathe deeply, listen to soft music, or simply sit in silence. 4. Rinse with warm water. Use soft circular motions. Think of it as wiping away beautiful moisturize. A drop of olive oil or your favorite skin cream afterward works beautifully. Repeat this nightly for 2 to 3 weeks. Don't rush it. Let the process be slow, calming, healing. You won't just see the difference. You'll feel it, because your skin, like you, is still very much alive, capable of change, capable of softening, brightening, healing. And if those spots could talk, they'd probably say thank you. Now, this remedy may seem simple, but don't be fooled. It's not just about how you look. It's about how you feel inside your skin. And speaking of inside, this next benefit takes us beyond the surface. Because castor oil and baking soda don't just work on what's seen. They can help restore what's felt deep in your belly, where discomfort often hides. Let's talk about digestion, and how this strange little paste might help settle your gut and bring peace back to your system. Point 3. Helps wounds and infections heal faster. You ever nick yourself doing something simple, clipping your nails, trimming a rose bush, walking barefoot inside, and then days go by and the cut just won't heal? That's what happened to Mr. Dale. He spends his mornings in the garden, rain or shine, says it clears his mind more than any crossword puzzle ever could. One morning, barefoot and humming to himself, he stepped on a sharp twig hidden in the soil. It left a small cut near his heel. Nothing dramatic, but nagging and stubborn. 3 days turned into 6, then 10, still red, still weeping, and it started to worry him. His daughter came by, took one look and said, "Dad, let's try that weird old remedy. You know, the one with castor oil and baking soda." He raised an eyebrow, but he let her do it. She mixed the two into a paste, gently dabbed it on the wound, and covered it with a clean cloth. Did it again the next day, and again the day after. By day 3, the redness had faded. By day 5, he could see fresh skin knitting together. It's like my foot finally remembered how to heal, and there's real science behind it. See, castor oil has long been praised for its antimicrobial and antifungal properties. That means it helps fight off the kind of bacteria and fungi that can turn a small scratch into a real problem, especially when skin becomes more fragile with age. On top of that, baking soda helps by creating a slightly alkaline environment, and most harmful bacteria, they hate that. They thrive in acidic conditions, but this paste makes your skin less welcoming to the invaders. It's like putting up a no trespassing sign for germs. Now, a lot of people reach straight for chemical-laden ointments, triple antibiotic creams, even harsh antiseptics like iodine or rubbing alcohol. And while those have their place, they can also dry out older skin, make it crack, burn, flake, or cause irritation. This old-fashioned paste is gentle, natural, and most importantly, it works with your skin, not against it. Here's how to use it for minor wounds, fungal infections, or irritated skin. 1. Mix the paste just like before. 2 tablespoons castor oil, 1 tablespoon baking soda. Stir until smooth. 2. Apply a thin layer to the affected area. Don't rub hard, just press it gently. 3. Cover with a clean cloth or bandage. Soft cotton is ideal. Let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes. 4. Rinse carefully with warm water. Pat dry, never rub. Do this once or twice daily until you see improvement. But remember, this isn't magic. It's just letting nature do what it was designed to do, help you heal. Sometimes the body just needs a little nudge, a little reminder. And you know what Mr. Dale says now? Next time I won't wait 10 days. He keeps a small jar of the paste in the fridge. Says it gives him peace of mind, knowing he has something simple, natural and effective, right when he needs it. Because when you've lived long enough, you know, sometimes the best medicine isn't in a bottle from the pharmacy. It's in the quiet wisdom of the old ways. Now, let's shift gears, because there's something else that this paste might help with. And it's something many seniors feel, but don't often talk about. Let's talk about digestion. That bloated, gassy, sluggish feeling you get after meal. That sense that your stomach just doesn't move like it used to. Well, let's go there next, and see how castor oil and baking soda might bring some calm to your gut. Now, before we move on, may I gently ask something of you? If you found this information helpful so far, if this mix of castor oil and baking soda has even sparked a bit of curiosity in you, would you consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Log? This channel exists for you, for those who believe in simple remedies, thoughtful living, and the wisdom that comes with age. We don't rush, we don't hype, we simply explore what works and what matters in your golden year. By subscribing, you'll never miss a gentle nudge, a new idea, or a time-tested remedy that could bring comfort to your life or someone you love. So go ahead, tap that button, and join a community that honors your experience and your well-being. Now, let's continue, because the next benefit is one many overlook, yet it could ease a daily struggle more common than you think. Point 4. Soothes digestive discomfort. When applied topically, you know that tight, bloated feeling you sometimes get after dinner? That stubborn fullness that just doesn't budge, no matter how much water you drink, how many times you pace the hallway, or how many antacids you chew. That was Helen's life. She's 76, full of stories and stubborn as they come. But for years, her body had fallen into a frustrating rhythm, days without going, then days of discomfort. Constipation had become more than a nuisance. It was stealing her energy, her peace, her sleep, and she tried it all: fiber powders, stool softeners, prune juice, even prescription meds that made her cramp up and groan. But one night, her daughter came to visit, saw the weariness in her eyes, and gently asked, "Mom, can I try something? Just a little trick with castor oil and baking soda." Helen sighed, "Fine, but don't get your hopes up." Her daughter mixed the paste, castor oil and baking soda, and gently rubbed it across her stomach. Slow circles, warm towel over it. Helen closed her eyes and rested. No pill, no pressure, just stillness. The next morning, she laughed from the bathroom. "I feel like I just cleared out a week's worth of misery." And she wasn't exaggerating. Here's why it worked. See, castor oil doesn't just sit on the skin. It penetrates deeply, stimulating lymphatic flow, improving circulation, and helping relax the smooth muscle tissue that wraps around your intestines. And when you apply it topically over the belly, especially with warmth, it can nudge the bowels into motion without irritating them. Baking soda adds another layer. It's not just for exfoliating. It actually helps balance local pH, ease gas buildup, and calm any low-level inflammation beneath the surface. That's why when paired with castor oil, it becomes a kind of digestive massage for the inside, even though you're only treating the outside. Now here's the part that surprises most folks. Many people believe that digestion is only controlled by what you eat or drink, but that's not the full story. The nervous system, your lymph system, and even your skin all play a part in how your gut behaves. When you apply this paste topically, you're not bypassing the problem, you're addressing it from another angle, and it's gentle. No harsh laxative, no uncomfortable urgency, just slow, natural movement. Here's how you can try it. 1. Mix 2 tablespoons of castor oil with 1 tablespoon of baking soda until smooth. 2. Rub the paste on your abdomen, just above your navel and around the sides. Use soft, circular motions, like a gentle massage. 3. Cover the area with a warm towel or heating pad. Not too hot, just enough to relax the muscles beneath. 4. Lie down, close your eyes, rest for about 30 minutes. 5. Afterward, wipe off the paste gently with a warm cloth. Some do this before bed, others after dinner. But either way, many seniors say they feel lighter, calmer, and more in tune with their gut the next day. Because sometimes, your body doesn't need to be forced. It just needs to be invited. And Helen? Well, now she's the one reminding her bridge club. Ladies, rub your belly. Castor oil knows what it's doing. And maybe she's right. Because this remedy, it's not just about the gut. It's about feeling at ease in your own body again. About honoring the rhythms that slow down, but never stop. And that brings us to something deeper still. Because while healing the body is important, true wellness means nurturing the soul too. So up next, we'll explore how this simple remedy can offer something unexpected. Comfort, stillness, even better sleep. Point 5. A calming self-care ritual that boosts mental wellness. Margaret has a little tradition. Every Sunday evening, just after dinner, when the sun starts slipping low and the house settles into quiet, she lights a soft candle, plays an old jazz record, and prepares her little bowl of castor oil and baking soda paste. She warms her hands with a towel, takes a deep breath, and begins rubbing the mixture into her hands first, then her feet. No rush, no expectations, just slow circles. The scent of the oil, the texture of her own skin, and the stillness. To someone else, it might look like a quirky habit. To Margaret, it's more than that. She calls it her therapy without words, because every time she does it, she feels a little more here, a little more herself. And that's the heart of this point, right here. See, we often talk about healing the body, but for seniors especially, there's an entire layer that doesn't get nearly enough attention. The mind, the mood, the emotions. And believe it or not, this little mix, this humble kitchen remedy, can help with that too. Here's how. When you apply castor oil, especially with slow, mindful touch, you're not just moisturizing skin, you're stimulating nerve endings, acupressure points, and even serotonin production, the brain's natural mood stabilizer. Your body responds to touch, always has. From the time you were an infant in someone's arms, to now when your hands long for comfort more than command. Gentle self-massage like this can actually lower cortisol levels, which means less anxiety, deeper sleep, and a calmer heart rate. Add to that the soothing effect of baking soda, which reduces skin irritation and gently opens pores, and what you have is not just a paste, it's a moment of pause, a reminder that your body, even now, deserves kindness. Now a lot of older adults shrug this off. Self-care, that's for the younger ones, or I'm too old for all that fuss. But that's the misconception, because self-care isn't about pampering, it's about presence. It's about taking 20 minutes to reconnect with yourself, to say I'm still here, I still matter. So here's a beautiful way to try this for yourself. After your evening routine, when the house is quiet and the day is done, mix your paste, 2 tablespoons castor oil, 1 tablespoon baking soda. Warm your hands or feet with a towel, just enough to relax them. Gently massage the mixture into your hands and or feet. Take your time, breathe with each motion. You can play calming music, light a soft lamp, even follow with a prayer or stretch. Whatever brings you peace. Then wipe away any excess oil and slip into bed. Over time, this becomes more than a routine. It becomes an anchor, a ritual that tells your body, you're safe now, you can rest. And the emotional effects, deeper sleep, softer moods, more moments of reflection, instead of racing thoughts, just like Margaret discovered. And what's even more touching, she started sharing this ritual with her granddaughter, one on each end of the couch, rubbing their hands, talking, just being, because healing isn't always about fixing something. Sometimes it's just about showing up for yourself, night after. No judgment, no rush, just care. And isn't that what we all need? A simple way to say, I see you, body. I haven't forgotten how to love you. And now that you've seen just how powerful this ancient mix can be, from joints to skin, wounds to wellness, digestion to peace, let's bring it all together. Because there's one more gift this remedy offers, and it's not found in any ingredient. It's found in the way it makes you feel whole again, connected again. Let's wrap this up with a gentle reminder of what truly matters. Watching someone you love grow more fragile, whether it's your partner, your parent, or even your reflection in the mirror. It can feel like watching time slip through your fingers. You want to help, to ease their discomfort, to bring back even a little of the energy, to ease the glow, but you're not always sure how. You try creams, you try pills. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and often, you're left with more questions than peace. But let's pause right here, because what if it didn't have to be so complicated? What if the answer was already in your kitchen, in your heart, in your hands? That mix, castor oil and baking soda, it's not a miracle cure, but it is a gentle one, a natural one, and more importantly, it's a symbol, a reminder that healing doesn't always come from a hospital or a high-priced product. Sometimes it comes from intention, from slowing down and caring for your body like it's something precious. Because it is. It's about so much more than inflammation, digestion, or skin spots. It's about dignity, comfort, control. It's about saying, I may be aging, but I'm not giving up on feeling good. I still have the right to ease, to grace, to care. That's what you give yourself when you rub that mix into your knees, your hands, your belly. That's what you offer when you help someone else do the same. So tonight, even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's just a dab on your wrist, or a gentle rub on your feet, try it. Let your body know, I still hear you, I still care. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need perfect health. You just need a little time, little touch, and a willingness to honor the vessel that's carried you this far. And you've got all of that, right here, right now, and always. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered today. This humble combination, castor oil and baking soda, offers 5 beautiful benefits that every senior should know. 1. It eases joint pain and inflammation, helping restore movement and ease without reaching for harsh medications. It fades age spots and skin discoloration, revealing the softness beneath. 3. It speeds up wound healing and helps with minor infections, using nature's own defense mechanisms. 4. It soothes digestive discomfort when applied topically, offering gentle support when things feel stuck. 5. And it becomes a deeply calming self-care ritual, bringing balance to the mind and spirit. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these surprised you the most? Have you ever tried a natural remedy that brought unexpected relief? Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else, maybe even someone who's been feeling alone in their journey. And if even one part of this message brought you comfort today, if it made you feel seen, or hopeful, or simply reminded you of your own strength, then consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Log, because every day we bring you time-tested traditions, new research, and heartfelt guidance designed especially for seniors like you. This channel isn't just about health, it's about honoring your journey. So go ahead, tap that subscribe button, and if you can, give this video a gentle like. It tells the YouTube gods that you value content made for people with wisdom, heart, and years well lived. And finally, thank you. Thank you for sharing this space with me, for allowing yourself to be cared for, and for believing, if only for a few minutes, that healing is still possible. So until we meet again, stay curious, stay caring, and above all, stay wise. I'll see you in the next one.